All right, folks, welcome back to The Slice. We are in the semifinals of Cincinnati, out in Natty. I don't know if that's what they call it. But the top four seeds are the semifinalists for the first time since 2009 when it was Federer, Nadal, Djokovic, Murray. Big four. So is this the next four? I don't know, but there's some pretty dang good players. And my question is right now, is anybody on earth hitting the ball like Alexander Zverev is? He's absolutely mashing the ball. It doesn't look like anyone could touch him. But you could also say the same for Daniil Medvedev. He won in Toronto, and he hasn't lost here yet. He's looking unbelievably good as well. He's toying with players like Dimitrov, Pablo Carreño Busta, looking like a member of the Big Three, almost doing it. So that's going to be interesting. Let's break down these matchups between Rublev, Medvedev, Tsitsipas, Zverev, and just get into who's going to come out. We're going to look at the head-to-heads. We're going to get into it on this episode of The Slice.
I go Federer. You been watching The Slice? They're coming at you from the Delray Beach Open. Miami Open. The grounds. This is Novak Djokovic. We are here with the man, Milos Raonic. Welcome to The Slice.
Well, thanks for being here, folks. How are you? Been a few days. Been watching all the action going down in Cincinnati, and it's been awesome. It's an amazing time of the year. We love it. Just finished up with the press pass in Toronto, and I'm happy to announce that I've gotten a virtual media pass to the Winston-Salem Open because Nick Kyrgios and Andy Murray are playing in the first round of that tournament. So that's must-see TV. You have to watch that if you are into that. Lord Kyrgios going to work against Lord Andy, Sir Andy, actually. So that's going to be an amazing match. Winner, I think, plays TFO. So that's just awesome. We're going to be virtually in Winston-Salem. So follow our Instagram at The Slice Tennis for daily news about that. And if you want to ask questions to the players, jump on our Patreon. The link is below for that. So what's happened in Cincinnati? I haven't done any videos since the preview of the tournament. What we've seen is some really good consistency from the big players now, who are the younger generation. So we've seen Medvedev walking through the top as the number one seed like he did in Toronto. Toronto had a bit more trouble against Hurkacz and in the first round, but he's been looking untouchable here. As I said, Medvedev was literally toying with Dimitrov and Pablo Carreño Busta. Like Dimitrov was playing some good tennis. He's won here in Cincinnati before, but Medvedev he looked like he was just doing whatever he wanted to out there. And that's just a really good sign for Medvedev, obviously, but it just shows the level of confidence he has right now, where he's no longer the new kid on the block being like, wow, this guy's taking over like he did in 2019. He's just like, I'm the big dog in this tournament right now. I'm the number one seed, and I'm coming here to win this, and I'm just going to destroy players on the way. He destroyed Pablo Carreño Busta today so fast. He's looking very hard to beat, but I do remember how Hurkacz almost took him out in Toronto, so he's not 100% invulnerable, but somebody's going to have to be hitting big, playing well to make him in trouble, which maybe Rublev can do, because Rublev, he's been playing well, obviously. Now he's in the semifinals, which is a good result for him after having a few disappointing ones this year after dominating the ATP 500s like everyone talks about. He was talking trash to Gael Monfils during their match, as Gael Monfils apparently had a stomach bug. He actually was you could see in the video him puking into a bucket. So you could tell he wasn't faking it there. But Rublev goes out there and he's like, last 5 years, no one brings out the trainer as much as you. And then they have this weird beef. And Gael Monfils is the nicest guy ever. So he's not getting it. They kind of dap it up at the end, but then Rublev takes him out. So he's Rublev has an opportunity now to show up against the very best players available right now playing. Because winning an ATP 500 is different than winning a Masters 1000. So this is another opportunity for him to get it done versus the big boys. Zverev is mashing the ball. Like I said, after he won the Olympic gold, beating Djokovic from one set and a breakdown, he just has looked untouchable. He's taken that confidence. I think that big gold medal swinging around his neck, I think is giving him big-time confidence. And he's just like Casper Ruud. He beat him today 1-3 in an hour. And Casper Ruud is one of the hottest players on the tour right now. And it just looks like Zverev has so much time just sitting there mashing balls, just forehand and backhand. He's just getting around the outside of the ball and crushing it with such pace, such angle. When it happened against Djokovic, he couldn't handle it, and none of the players so far have been able to handle that. So that's going to be interesting to see. If he can keep his confidence up and play the way he's playing, he's going to be a serious threat at the U.S. Open if he doesn't win in Cincinnati. But he might do that and then be a serious threat at the U.S. Open as well. Tsitsipas had a bit of a hiccup versus Felix Auger-Aliassime, who unfortunately didn't get through. Canadian, my guy. Serve is doing serious damage. He's serving super well, but his return is a bit of a vulnerability right now. Against Opelka, Opelka's got a massive serve, but in general, I've just noticed the difference between like a Medvedev and a Tsitsipas. Opelka in the press conferences in Toronto just said, yeah, Medvedev is a much better returner than Tsitsipas, especially on the hard court. That's definitely true. So against Zverev, let's just get into the matchups now. Tsitsipas Zverev against Zverev. Tsitsipas's return is going to be called into question because if you haven't noticed, Alexander Zverev actually is mashing the ball on serve right now, first and second serve, and then it just doesn't get easier after that because his forehand and backhand on the ground strokes are so big. So Tsitsipas won't get by with just chipping serves in. I don't think off his backhand, and I'm assuming Zverev is going to be serving a lot of first and second serves to his backhand, and that was a bit of a vulnerability against Opelka. So that's going to be interesting. Obviously, when they get in the rallies, it's going to be super equal. They've had a dogfight. Tsitsipas has kind of owned actually the head-to-head 6-2. A lot of those are on hard court as well. So that's going to be interesting. I do think, though, just based on what I've seen with my eyeballs in this tournament and at the Olympics, I'm taking Zverev in 2, I think. I think he just might be too much for Tsitsipas, and he's going to rush him based on the way that Zverev's playing. Now, if Zverev changes the way he's been playing, then it's going to be more of a dogfight. The confidence will be key. Can Zverev keep that confidence up against players like Tsitsipas, who he struggled with in the past? I think he will, but I don't know. You let me know what you think is going to happen. And we got Medvedev versus Rublev, and I think this is just a bad matchup for Rublev because Medvedev, you need to be able to hang with him, show him that you're going to be able to hang with him, and then do the same types of things that he does, which is just get balls back, fight, get one more ball back, and just out-dog him, which we saw Djokovic do in Australia back at the beginning of the year. Medvedev, that was a pretty tight match for the first set and a half, actually, and then I think Djokovic's level was really good that day. Medvedev, he just fell away big time in the second part of that match, but that's what Djokovic can do to Medvedev. It's because what Medvedev does to other players, just not miss, play very well, reuse the power that's coming to you. So Rublev has to play super solid. And he's told me that, against players who don't miss a lot, he tries to not play as aggressive because he doesn't want to miss. So that's definitely going to have to be the case for him against Medvedev, his compatriot, who he's lost to all 4 times they've played in the pro ranks. So it's going to be interesting to see. I'm calling Medvedev in 2, though. I think Medvedev-Zverev final is the most likely, but I don't know because I can't see the future. But predictions are predictions. What are yours? Let me know down below. And just let me know who do you think is the hottest players coming into the U.S. Open. Now, it's Federer, Nadal, team won't be there. It's depressing. Another video coming out about that. So it's going to be Djokovic, number 1 seed, Medvedev, number 2 seed, and then the draw is going to be really interesting. I really think there's only like 2.5 players that Djokovic can really lose to if he's playing like he has for most of this year at the majors. Mostly in the Australian Open. He was looking a lot more beatable at the French and Wimbledon, but those are different stories. But I think he could lose to Zverev and to Medvedev, maybe Tsitsipas. Hard to see that happening on a hard court, though. But you never know. Obviously, Tsitsipas has the game to do it, but we will see. So going into the U.S. Open, who do you think is the hottest players right now? Who do you think has the best chance to win? Let me know what you guys think. We'll see you guys next time on the sites where I'm going to be talking about Federer Nadal team injuries and why they're unfortunately ending their seasons short. Thanks for being here, guys. Check out the links below. Check out Top Court. Felix Auger-Aliassime just released his new videos. Check out Courtside Sports where you can get brand new rackets. Any rackets that are coming out, any shoes that you're coming out, if you want to just get them for 10% less than you get them at their stores, go to Courtside Sports and use our link. Also, Bear Mountain, check out our latest vlog where I'm trying to change my forehand from looking like Benoit Paires to Roger Federer's. Thanks, guys, for the support. We'll see you guys soon here on The Slice.